There are those who consider themselves above we, the people. They say we are weak because we do not have the iron will that 7 decades ago allowed them to kill tens of millions of people and nearly bring the world to its knees. They say we are weak because we are diverse. They plot death and destruction 24/7 while pretending to be righteous, better, worth more than us. U.S. meaning 2 things. 1, you and me, and 2, the United States. They say we, the people, in the United States of America, are finished. When I asked a Ukrainian woman recently if the U.S. is becoming more like her home country, she says, no, more like Africa. And I know that she was given that particular answer. She is a sleeper, an agent of ISIS, imperial spies of internal national socialism. She has been living in this country for 15 years, one of millions of sleepers, both foreign and American, who do not believe in America. She may want to check her immigration status. It has not too long ago been the official policy of the U.S. government to detain indefinitely foreign nationals suspected of activities aimed at undermining the U.S. Constitution. In other words, terrorists. And, by the way, waterboarding is an established method for getting closer to those truly responsible for acts of terrorism, whether successfully carried out or discovered in the act of plotting. Let us be clear. The plots we are now uncovering threaten the very existence of the democratically constituted Republic of the United States of America, one nation, under God, for which I personally stand upon my life. For I am an American, proud to have faced my fears, and to find in my heart the courage to see the threat, and to do what I know in my heart to be true, for my children's sake, my own, and that of my neighbors, and even for the sake of my enemies, for we, who believe in good and the power behind it, God, we know. We either figure out how to rise together, or we each sink alone into the socialist-made cesspools of hate and self-imposed stupidity. They have taken over our churches, our schools, our civic associations, our police departments. Their operatives have kept our elected officials in the dark. They cozy up to people with money and influence. They pretend to be their friends. They spy. They lie. That's why we call them Spileys. Rhymes with smileys. They bombard us with falsehoods. Deceit is their tool. Their stories make us hopeless. We must act their fool. After wrangling our financial sector, they commandeered the corporate sector to do what was done in Germany in 1933, the year the German people elected a man whom many considered too out there to be taken seriously. Adolf Hitler. The man with the mustache is the model for DT, the man with the hair. They expect to ensure DT's victory with voting machines using proprietary software, meaning the counting of the votes is done through a secret process. No matter what the actual vote is, they are planning to install their John Hancock to begin signing executive orders on Inauguration Day, 2017. And the forest will echo with laughter, ha, ha, ha. Abraham Lincoln said, you can fool all people some of the time, and you can fool some people all of the time, but you cannot fool all people all of the time. As Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young sang, rejoice, rejoice. We have no choice but to carry on. Let us rejoice, for we are the ones, we the people of the MG, the millennial generation, young or old. We are the ones graced with the responsibility to face the me the millennial evil. Which puts to mind a song from Roger and Hammerstein's musical South Pacific. We're gonna wash that me right out of our hair. We're gonna wash that me right out of our hair. We're gonna wash that me right out of our hair and send it on its way. The fates seem to have ordained that this 4th of July, this Declaration of Independence Day, is to be, like Neo in the Matrix, the one. This Declaration of Independence Day is exactly 12 score years, which is to say 12 generations, since the one in which our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, dedicated to the principle that all people are created equal before the eyes of God. And it is not any human's place to put himself or herself above others, and that furthermore each and every one of us was endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, amongst which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This day, only several days away from today, is our day to hit the reset button to reaffirm what our national fathers and mothers built for us, and what our fathers, grandfathers, and great-greats died to defend. We now understand the mechanisms of the great millennial, socio-psychological reign of terror perpetrated upon us by the vampire socialists, the same socialists who founded the Holy Roman Empire, holy because they stole Jesus' message and perverted it to be a tool of the devil. Roman because the people who love to watch Christians being eaten by lions on a leisurely Sunday afternoon are their role models. Empire because after they own your land, after they own your labor, after they own your public behavior, after they own your mind, there is nothing left but to separate your yellow gold from your draining red blood and to send you on your way. Well, we're finished with Holy and Roman and Empire. We want our lives back. Bullies and liars are not our masters. This 4th of July, we declare our independence from hate, from stupidity, from phony money, keeping deceitful people in power. We free our hearts from fear of criminals who are putting on quite a show with their holocaustography, like pornography, but depicting and inciting mass murder and glee over the suffering of others. We know they are nothing more than the Wizard of Oz, the new clothes of the Emperor, and the fake fronts of Potemkin villages, and the soon-to-be abandoned movie sets of the greatest story ever told. They are due for a spring clean for the May Queen. Now that we understand their deceitful ways, we can stop believing in their occult powers of socio-psychological manipulation, which they have used to trick us for so many generations. We start preparing now to pick up the pieces of the economy they've wrecked by manipulating markets and making us credit slaves. The governments they've hobbled with their infiltrating two-faced operatives who have done the same to our churches, our schools, our workplaces, our recreational opportunities, our healthcare, etc., etc., etc. This July 4th, it is not only your right, but for adults your responsibility to come to the aid of America by declaring your God-given independence, as well as your commitment to your children, yourself, and your country. Speak your heart. Love what God has given all of us. Be an American.